Yo, welcome. Welcome. This is the first episode of 2023. We Made It podcast, our first time recording together the new year 2023. Say hello.
Feliz
Hello.
Ano Novo.
Yeah. Holly, can we get the French? Can we get the French Happy New
Ooh,
Year?
ooh, we have to Google Translate that.
Damn. Holly's really hating on a large part of her nation.
I stopped taking it once it wasn't mandatory anymore.
Caesar with the nice damn real shirt on right now. Goddamn got the nice
Denim.
okay, because I can't really tell I mean, the Logitech is failing you right now, you know what I mean?
No, it's not. I think it's just you have a trash laptop.
You got it in 420p over there.
Is it really that bad? Is it that bad?
I don't know.
Okay, no, it's just a denim.
You know what I'm saying? Is that a pin on there? Is that some kind of
It's
brand?
a pin. It's a Star Wars pin, actually.
Okay, Caesar. Holly, you like
Yeah.
Star Wars or no?
I don't really
Mm.
watch it.
Do you know anybody like Star Wars?
Yeah, I know a few people
Okay, well they're
that
cool.
are
They're
they're
cool.
cooler than me.
Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah, those people are dope. Get them on a show.
Yeah. Well, before we get into the big football news, you guys got any New Year's resolutions? You gonna do that stuff? You guys got some New Year's resolutions you want to share?
I don't usually make a resolution, but I do have like a goal for the
Mm.
upcoming months. It's just like, just a casual like workout goal,
Oh,
the
okay.
usual. Gyms are hella busy right now because everyone has that goal in January. It'll fizzle out in a month.
Everybody's trying to be dope like you in the gym.
They can't all be though. It's not for the weak-minded.
No,
Trying to get
me,
the trying to get the gains. Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to go back to streaming regularly on Twitch and keep being consistent in the gym. I'm on week 5, and I'm proud of myself. So
Nice.
we're gonna keep going, even though I'm gaining weight, but it's all good. We're gonna keep going.
Gaining muscle.
Yes,
Muscles
way too much.
different.
We're getting beyond 300 club. We gotta slow down on the muscle. Muscle gotta chill out.
Holly, what's your gym routine? Are you like going for the gains? You're doing cardio, or are you like one of those anti-cardio bro lifters?
Um, kind of. I don't focus on cardio.
I had
Sometimes I'll throw in a little stairmaster
okay.
for like 5 minutes at the end, but mostly it's just weights.
I had a feeling.
So be big and try to get swole.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
I
I'm
want to
trying.
walk around like this,
Okay.
Yeah,
like
hell yeah,
with their arms out.
All
hell
right.
yeah. You want to have a hard time itching your back, and I get it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Oh, that's why. Is that why I'd be having trouble?
yeah. Okay, dog. Okay.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, I want to do 1 million push-ups in 3 years. So,
Right.
It's
although
not really a resolution. It's beyond. That's multiple resolutions combined.
I mean, that started in October, but I'm on my way.
So 2026, you're gonna have 1 million push-ups done in 2026.
That's what I'm hoping for. Yeah.
I'm down. New
Yeah.
president,
So
new
what's your
million.
routine?
Me?
What are you doing? Like
A
how
million
many?
push-ups.
Like what do you do at
Um,
once? Or you're just trying to get to
whoa.
like
No, I'm doing like I'm trying to do like I don't do like push-ups every day, but like every other day, every couple of days, I'll do like 300 or so.
Whoa, Jesus.
You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I've done 10 in a day in like 3 years.
Yeah, I'll hit like 300 or 200 or something like that. And so the last couple months I did like 2000 something or like 2600. So I'm trying to get like I'm pushing towards 1 million.
Wow.
I have them prison muscles.
I mean, you will. You'll literally be like you'll be like Debo or something. You'll be insane.
Yeah, forget. I'm trying to look like a Gucci man when he was fat, but like a little swoller.
Yeah. Fat buff Gucci.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, okay.
But anyway, well, hopefully you guys, you know what I mean, get the gains. Y'all trying to go to the gym, you know what I mean? Can I have a resolution for Holly? I want to see you playing some more soccer this year somehow. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get you on the pitch. I want to see some videos. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You
See,
know,
mixing
that's
somebody
true.
up.
I haven't played in a couple years.
Oh,
I played last time I played was my indoor season got canceled because of COVID. So
I'm so
that
jealous
was
you can stay indoor.
2019. I don't like indoor. I just do it because
Is it turf
God friends.
indoor or like
Yeah,
hardwood indoor? Oh,
no turf.
I don't like turf indoor that much. I like hardwood indoor more.
I know why you don't like turf. I don't know. I know why you don't like indoor because you got to defend. You have to.
And I can't slide. I can't slide
You can't slide tackle.
because it
Yeah.
burns.
Yeah.
I don't think I remember seeing someone slide tackle an indoor for real.
I was waving at
It-
whoever.
Yeah.
No, you can't. You got to defend an indoor. And yeah, you can't just do like the lazy defending. Like, hey, I tried. I slid. I tried.
Just sub
Yeah.
out like hockey style.
Yeah.
Just jump out when it's defense.
45-second shift. That's
Yeah,
it.
just jump out and jump in offensive defense every time.
Maybe me and Caesar will hit an indoor. We never played indoor. You played in that league for a little bit. I played indoor a couple times, like in a tournament. But
Me too. I've done it like at I've done it. We did a little bit in that turf league years ago,
yeah,
but I did hardwood and like overseas and also in Hawaii too. I did that too in college.
I did hardwood in college, and I was like, I had no like. I was like very
You weren't ready for that.
level soccer. I'm like, y'all are too good, dude. This is
I
stay
was
back.
annihilating. And our prize was like first place gets like $500 at the bookstore, and I was like, "Dad, that's a lot of money." Like bookstore would be kind of low key popping. There's not just like books there, it's like laptops and shit in there. I was like, "Let's go!" So we was really trying hard to win that money.
Yeah, you was probably stealing. Anyway, let's get into what's going on in football. Guys, we're having some pretty incredible things going on in the EPL right now. One of Caesar's teams from back in the day when they had what was his name?
Didier
Amobi?
Drogba.
No, they had a Moby or something like that.
A Moby?
Newcastle United.
Oh,
Didn't have some Nigerian guy named Amobi or something like that?
a Wobie. No.
Nope.
Something
I
like
know you're
that.
talking about the lefty guy
I don't
whose
know.
brother played for Ottawa Fury. Never forget that.
Yes,
I'll
yeah.
never forget that.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that. Yeah. He was a
Newcastle
baller for 3 games.
Newcastle United is currently sitting third in EPL.
Let's go Magpies.
Pretty amazing. They got an ugly record. They're 9-8-1.
Very ugly.
It's very ugly. They've scored 32 goals, which is fifth, but they currently have the best defense in EPL. They've only given up 11 goals all season. Compare that to Arsenal's given up 14, Man City's given up 16, Man U's given up 20, Tottenham's given up 25, and Newcastle's sitting over here at 11 goals given up. And their because of that, their goal differential is kind of crazy. That the third best goal differential at 21. When I was like looking at standings, I was like, I seen Newcastle. I'm like, what is going on there? Like, how is this even possible? I looked at their starting lineup in their last game when they played Arsenal, which was a 0-0 draw. Like, these guys are, I'm not gonna sit here and say they're nobodies, but like there's not any like star player by any means on their team. If somebody was looking at this team, they might say the best player is Almiron or Guimaraes, but for their defense to be doing this good, I've heard of Sven Botman because he played it for Lille in Liga, and
Big Sven.
And Kieran Trippier, obviously, but like these other guys are like not household. They got some dude named Bird and some dude named Shar or Cher.
What about Big Joelinton, dog? Big giant man.
They got Joelinton.
Big Joelinton. 6'4" Joelinton.
There and so I was also thinking about, I was like, damn, like when I thought about it, I'm like, oh, obviously Saudi Arabia bought the team last year. but they haven't even brought in anybody. The only player they brought in since then is Alexander Isak, and he hasn't even played for real.
Yeah,
Like,
he almost scored though last game off a header, but it was blocked or something like that.
yeah, like, but he's like not even really like out there doing his thing.
No, he was injured apparently for a while too, but yeah, he hasn't really been doing anything.
He's been injured for a long time. He was injured for a
Yeah.
long time. Sven Botman, they got him.
Mhm.
I guess
I guess Sven and Isak are the only real two transfers. Well, Guimaraes, they got Guimaraes.
they got Guimaraes, but they got him the year before. And they
Oh,
got
you're right.
Nick Pope. But what's going on, yo? Like, what's going on with Newcastle?
I think
Let
like
me
when I've
see.
watched Newcastle play, they play really good together. A lot of they've also like kept like a pretty consistent amount of players on the team. Like there hasn't been a massive turnover in players coming in. Like we're not seeing like a brand new 11 every season. You know, they still have a lot of the main core guys. Amidon's been there for a while.
Yeah. St.
Guimaraes obviously was
Maximus.
there last season. Saint Maximilian Pegasus has been there for a little bit now, even and his hair's only gotten
The real
worse.
Gucci man.
Yeah, yeah. You know, the original headband, even when it was looking kind of crusty, you know, he was out there. But I think that they just kind of it looks like they also like play a big, they're really good at that typical well, I see a lot in EPL, they're really good at the counterattack ball. A lot of teams build up on them, they hold the line back, they don't get scored on a lot, and they're able to push out and get a lot of goals in. They also have that English striker who's not bad either. What's his name? Wilson? Kellen
Wilson, yeah.
Wilson?
Callum
Callum Wilson, I think he's having a decent year too. Like so I've always thought he's pretty good. Even remember when I see him at Bournemouth,
Bournemouth, yeah.
like Bournemouth, I always thought he was pretty good. So I can't pronounce that. I'm Brazilian. Um, there's a U and O in there. That's not fair. So no, they play really good together. They do a lot of counterattack, but I have, unless some of those guys come back, I have a feeling it's gonna be kind of like that Wolves effect that happened where they were kind of up there and they might kind of drop off a little bit. That's what I feel like. I feel like at that second half of the season, they're running on a good vibe right now, but I think as the second half and it starts dueling down, I feel like they might drop into like a fifth and maybe like a teetering on like a Europa League. But I can't imagine if they finish third, let's go. But like I can't imagine. I feel like they're gonna drop a little bit.
Holly, you think they're
Especially with
gonna
that record.
Holly, you think they're I mean with one loss though. Holly,
They
you
might
think
have more draws than wins. Like,
almost,
come on.
almost. Holly, you think they're gonna fall off or you think that's something they can sustain?
No, I think realistically they'll probably fall off. Like currently they're one game ahead of United, who's just below them, but they're level on points. So I can't remember who United's next game is, but they're on a
I
roll
remember
right now. Who are they playing next?
Man City.
Oh yes, that is correct. I mean, hey, anything
In
is
2 days.
possible
In 2 days.
in 2 days. Yeah, on Saturday.
Never mind. They're gonna get a gap.
Yeah, never mind. They might be safe for one more week.
Yeah, they're good.
Newcastle. But honestly, I think a lot of it has to do with Eddie Howe too.
The manager.
The manager, he's always kind of been looked at, especially as like his last couple seasons at Bournemouth. I know Bournemouth are kind of an up and down club, or like, you know, they're kind of mid-table, like nothing special. But he's always done pretty well there, and he's always looked at like he's always in conversations of when teams are looking for a new manager. So I think that it's a lot of his doing as well, considering because they didn't make too many moves. So like in that case, you have to look at a little bit higher up at the manager. So, but I don't think they're gonna finish third or anywhere in the top 5
Ooh.
come May.
Okay. Can I say my theory of why they are doing no? Yeah, probably not. Since you're muted, you can't stop me. My theory of why they're doing better, like why they're doing so good, I think it's because when Saudi Arabia bought the team, Caesar's already think I'm gonna say something crazy. I'm not. I think they gave everybody raises. I think they gave people more money. I think people like Almiron and St. Maximus Aurelian Pegasus De La Florence. I think that players like I don't know if Callum Wilson was there then, but I think they just gave them more money. They're like, look, you know, who knows like what the highest wages on Newcastle? Like, I don't know. But they're probably like, look, you know, we got some wealthy people come in to take an extra 20 racks a week, and that probably motivated them to be like, damn, shoot, okay, there's something more to play for. Newcastle's been like a bottom to, I mean, they got relegated not that long ago.
Yeah.
Like they've been mid to bottom for a long time.
With Perez is the coach, right? Yeah, Rafa.
Yeah, Rafa Perez.
Rafa, they got relegated with Rafa, I think, too.
Yeah, and DeAndre Yedlin.
Yes,
I think that when you see like it seems like a question of motivation. Like these guys were like, wow, like we got something really to play for now. Like this could be a great club going forward. I'm trying to play my way. Like if people are thinking like now this club can become like Man City. Like if your club is on the way to becoming like Man City, like you want to stay there, So these guys are like, nah, I gotta. There's something more to play for. They probably got some more money. Because you're not telling me like these fools are better than like Liverpool. You know what I mean? Like now, granted, they're not beating a lot of teams. They're drawing a lot. And when I was looking at the matches, like I think like they haven't beat a lot of good teams.
They're not losing though.
But no, they're
True
not.
Arsenal.
So they're not dropping
They drew
points.
Arsenal.
Really. They've only dropped 1 point, right? I mean, they've only dropped points one time, really. And that was the big loss.
They only lost, I think it was to Tottenham, maybe, or maybe they beat Tottenham, and I think they beat Chelsea too. I forgot who they lost to, but they drew Man City 3-3 early in the season, and I'm just looking at them like, it's got to be because they're motivated by what can happen with Newcastle. I can imagine. I think UAE bought Man City in like 2010 or 11 or something like that. If you were on that team the year before and then they're like, yeah, you're about to get an injection of billions of dollars potentially, you're like, damn, dude, like, oof, I'm trying to stay here, dude. Like, if I was playing on like a regular team and now they're talking about it's got oil money, hey,
you might start running a little harder.
You might start, like, literally, you know what I mean?
That's true. Money does motivate.
Yeah, like, being on Newcastle is not a big deal. Like if you're just like a player's like, yeah, you know what I mean, I'm here for now, you know what I mean, that's cool. Hopefully I can get to another team. But if you're like, yeah, maybe I don't need to go to another team, maybe I need to stay here.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, I wonder, it kind of makes me curious that like this season being as weird as it was with the World Cup in November and December, that could have also like motivated teams in a way too. It's like, okay, play it out. And then you have a month off in the middle of the season, and then it's like a fresh start. That's kind of what United has been doing ever since, they came back at end of December or mid, whenever after the World Cup finished, they've been like balling out.
Well, we're going to talk about them in a second.
All right.
We're going to see.
Can't help but mention it.
We're going to see what's going on with United. Actually, we're going to take a little deep dive.
It's about the North right now.
Yeah, well, Manchester's in the North too.
Well, it's more north.
It's northwest, whereas we're in northeast Newcastle.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you guys both think they're gonna fall off as the season goes.
Yeah, but not disrespectfully. Like she said it's gonna drop off and like they're gonna be chilling like 8th or something. I said they're just gonna go to
reasonable.
They're gonna be chilling in Conference League, having a good time. Though there'll be a Conference League here, and I'm gonna watch those games.
I mean, if they end up even in Conference League, like they're gonna get some new players coming in for sure. Regardless, they're gonna get some players coming in this next
I think it's beneficial for them to do whatever they can to at least stay within like a Europa League position, because that makes it more appealing for like a big player to come, because you can have all the money in the world, but like it's tough to get players in if you're just gonna be back and
just playing.
But I mean, I take it back. It's Premier League. People just go no matter what because they pay a lot, and it's also the Premier League exposure. It's probably contrary to being another team in another country that has Champions League. It's like, yeah, but I still get way more sponsors playing in England. So it's like I might as well just play, even if I'm in 10th and playing for what is that, Nottingham Forest or whatever. Yeah,
and we're going to talk about that later too.
Okay, what is this?
I mean, you didn't look at the show notes, that's why. But
of course not.
Okay, well, I honestly think they're going to stay around that level. I mean, I could see them dropping to 5th, but I don't really see them dropping to 6th right now. After the game today, even though they're, played 19 matches and a lot of teams have only played 17, Fulham is in sixth place right now, above Liverpool. I do think Liverpool's going to come back a bit, but I really see Newcastle finishing like within the top six.
Me too.
I only think they're going to finish like 10th or what?
Yeah.
No, I don't think it'll be that big of a drop off. I'm gonna go with like 7, 8.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's talk about Holly's team over there. Let's take the one of them expressways on over to Manchester. You know, Manchester has been they're on a 4-match winning streak. Pretty impressive until you look at the teams.
What?
I seen it. I was like, okay, look at man. I'm like, dang man, you've been balling. You know what I mean? But
Charlton
I
Athletic.
seen Bournemouth. I seen Wolverhampton Wolves, who are what in relegation. I seen Nottingham Forest, although Nottingham Forest do got Serge Aurier.
They do. Oh, that's not really a
That's
positive.
not really that
He
good.
They got
scored
like
this
nine.
week.
They got like 9 Brazilians now. Okay, just relax.
And they did beat Fulham, who just beat Chelsea today. Holly, Holly, you got to take off the fan hat just a little bit.
All right, half.
Is it real or is it a bit of good fortune in the scheduling right now?
I mean, yeah, it's definitely a bit of it is an easy run, but as a football fan, I'm not complaining.
I mean, yeah.
Like that's something you want coming out of the break that they had, a pretty easy schedule, and then come this weekend they're gonna either hit a brick wall or keep the momentum going. I just think everything has come into place now with Eric Ten Hag and with number 7 gone and that toxicity out of the dressing room. I think everyone's balling out. You can't tell me Rashford isn't balling out right now.
Honestly, I haven't watched, to be honest with you.
Okay, well, he's doing pretty well. And I just think it also, yeah, it just goes back to Ten Hag and everything coming into place. Like he set a record for starts at United. He has like
who did?
like as a coach, as a manager, sorry, like Ten Hag. He has like 20 wins and like 50 goals scored almost. So for his period of being at United, it's a record breaking statistic. But City will be a challenge this weekend, but I don't think it's as big of a challenge as everybody might think.
I mean, honestly, I think Man U has a chance to get City. They beat the dog shit out of Arsenal.
City did?
No,
United.
Man U.
United, yeah.
Yeah.
Their only loss, yeah. Or yeah.
They got City, then they got Crystal Palace, then they got Arsenal, then they got Leeds. I mean, all teams that are all like doing pretty well right now. I feel like what is Crystal Palace, like 10th or something like that? 12th. And Leeds is 14th, but they can do some damage too. But then after these 4 EPL matches, I'm not counting the cups, that's whatever, but after those matches, then they do have to go back to Europa League and face the mighty Barcelona.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm too worried about that either, though.
Ooh. Okay.
I think a lot of it is momentum, and I really like the style of football they're playing right now, and I do think they can kick out Barcelona.
Okay. Caesar, what you think? What's going on at Man U? Is it a facade or is it real?
I think it's a little bit of a combination of both, not necessarily facade. I think that you want your teams to win against lower level in competition, right? You want them to win those games. Like even some of the big teams struggle with that. Like Real Madrid sometimes really struggles against some of the lower teams. And it's frustrating to see that. You want to just see them get through it and pass by. Like, am I gonna give Man U a high five for beating Charlton Athletic? No, but like that's you better win that game. You know what I mean? It is more important, of course, the record against the top 5, and it's important to see how they move forward in consistency because it's like you can be they've been doing great, but you got to get ahead of Newcastle. You got to move up to the top. You want to see that in your team, especially with as much money as Man U has and the downgraded swimming pools they have. So we need to see better results. But I think that they have a real chance against Man City as well too. I think that Man City is even with the inclusion of Holland, there's always something that leads to when they play that tiki-taka ball, and with Pep that leads yourself to open to mistakes because not everybody can be perfect all the time, and when you're doing this you can capitalize on it. And Menu is very down to let Man City kind of dictate and then take advantage of an opportunity, and people like Rashford who are really good in that counterattack situation. With Casemiro, who I guess Man U fans are discovering that he can do a lob pass. And he never did this at Real Madrid, like that post. So I'm like, wow, that's crazy. You okay? He's really good at getting that out ball out at CDM and move it forward. And Rashford is really good at receiving those. He's good at getting that ball and especially when everything's kind of chaotic, he's really good at making something happen. I think that Man U struggles when teams sit back and make Man U develop offense. That's when I see Man U have a hard time. I see Anthony passing the ball 84 times back. I see Rashford kind of like making this space a little bit, not really. But when it's a counterattack situation, they're lethal. They're absolutely lethal. So if that's your course, that's a good matchup against a team like Man City. But if your like offense is predicated on you developing offense, that's where I think Man City wins because they're gonna take possession from you, not let you develop. And that's why I think Man U has a good chance, especially with that what happened at Arsenal game as well too.
Yeah, Arsenal. I feel like two of the goals against Arsenal were on counters, from what I remember. And there
Yeah,
might have been
all those Rashford highlights are him doing like swerve ball shot counters, like which is good. You want him to score on those.
Rashford's really a counterattack player. Like
Yeah,
he's
he
not
is.
like. I mean,
He's not like Mbappe, like, oh, here's offense, and he's on his
no,
wing. He's gonna like make this crazy shit happen all of a sudden. It's more like here's his counter, and he's gone. Like he's already gone. Like you're not catching him with like your Harry Maguires and Svet Botmans in the world.
Rashford's an EPL guy. Like just
I
like,
mean, yeah, he's literally from England.
I'm not trying to be passing the ball and doing all that, dog. No
No,
offense.
yeah,
Um,
but I know Holly talking about he is having a good. He's balling out. He's
yeah,
getting
he's
his
doing his
goals
thing right now. So do you think that? So Holly, where do you like? Obviously, it's like half the season. You think Man U is primed to? Let's say they beat City, they will be on 38 points. City's on 39. You think like Man U is top four? Like you think it's a lock?
Yeah, I'm trying not to be a fan, but I do think it could be a lock
You can put the
for
fan
top
back.
four.
You can put it
I
back.
could put it back on. Okay, then it's definitely going to be a lock
Ooh.
because Newcastle will drop points.
Got Tottenham creeping.
Yeah, I don't know. Tottenham, they're just not threatening to me like ever. So
Okay.
I'm never really worried about them anymore. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's a lock. Chelsea is not good.
Well, Chelsea's in 10th place. They're
like,
below Brentford. So
that's what I mean. Like the regular top four that you'd be worried about, I'm not worried about, other than maybe Arsenal. But if we beat them once, could do it again.
well, you guys are 11 points behind Arsenal right now, and I mean, there's still Liverpool. Obviously, Liverpool's having a bad season so far, but you can't you can maybe they'll get it together. Like Liverpool can go on a run, and that's scary. I think for Man U. Tottenham, I don't know. Like Fulham's gonna get out of there for sure, but you got Liverpool too. I mean, they're 7 points behind Man U right now, but they can go on a run. No,
no, I don't know. I just think it's a weird year for them. I'm not worried about it until our next matchup. So
okay, okay. We'll see about the City match. Unfortunately, it's at 4:30 in the morning here, so
it's at 7:30 here. So
oh no, 7:30.
Well,
It's like
come
just like the
on.
World Cup. Oh no, it's 9 a.m. here. Oh no. But yeah, it's literally a 5 for me. It was the
I
most
saw that.
aggressive World Cup in my entire life.
I'm like, I really actually want to
I
watch this.
I miss so many EPL games that are because they do the good ones first, and I go on the thing. It's like, oh, it's I wake up at 6. Oh, the game started 2 hours and 20 minutes ago. Like, come on, who plays at 4 a.m.? I'm
And
in LA. You don't care about LA? Come
I,
on.
I gotta see if it's gonna be on the TV and I can like record it. But if it's gonna be on Peacock, then like you gotta wait like a long time
I
to watch.
gotta no. You gotta wait 24 hours.
Yeah, that's long, yo.
That is a long time. By then, I'm over it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
You
Speaking
should
of
just do like ESPN and let you get it immediately. Why do I have to wait 24 hours?
literally the NBC, yo.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of EPL, I don't know. I know Caesar didn't give a damn about this article. I don't know if Holly did, but Javier Tebas, we look at there's an article in the whole show notes.
You
On
don't. You
Instagram.
don't.
Huh?
You don't got to preface like that. You're gonna set me up for failure.
Yeah, you over there give me a look because Holly's trying to read it right now too. I can tell.
Well, Caesar's already sunk, so let me see if I get mine in.
You see my eyes moving
She's
like
like,
left
You
and
know,
right.
the screen got all bright. I'm like,
I'm not about to get
that's the
destroyed like
Guardian.
Caesar.
Yeah, that's the Guardian page right
Yeah, I pulled up the web page.
there. What's the name? So Javier Tebas, the president of La Liga, right wing activist, he was talking about EPL, and he had some interesting things to say. I'm going to read kind of a lot of this, so you don't have to read it yourself. But he said that he's basically saying that the Premier League is not financially sustainable. He was speaking at a conference about how to protect European football's ecosystem. He said that Premier League clubs distort the transfer market by spending huge sums on players despite making losses. During the 22 summer transfer window, Premier League spent over $1 billion pounds for the first time ever. English clubs are responsible for 49% of the spending across the big 5 leagues, which is crazy. But Tebas is questioning the sustainability. He said, what I'm worried about is the Premier League, and I've been worried for many years now, but now it's converted into a competition that is losses all year, basically saying like, it's all the clubs lose money. There's no sustainability in the Premier League. The Premier League is not a financially sustainable model. They're financed by owners, but with enormous amounts of money that is distorting the market. They get more revenues, okay, but you lose money and you're injecting 1.5 billion every year. What does it mean? It means you're not sustainable. I guess last year, 2020, 2021 financial year, only 3 clubs in EPL made a profit. Man City, Wolves, and Leeds, which is random. But there was a part in here where he said something interesting. Okay, he said, we can compete with the Premier League without any problem at all. I'm not worried about the fact that the 15th position team in EPL signs a Spanish player. I'm worried about the fact that they sign them when they're making losses because we don't allow our clubs to do that. Which I was like, I don't know, because I've seen some interesting stuff going with Barcelona this season, but whatever. Okay, the thing that I thought was really interesting was Tebas said the only 2 leagues that are sustainable economically are Bundesliga and La Liga. But he said we need to fight so that financial sustainability is also applied to the Premier League. I guess he's saying that Bundesliga and La Liga have rules in place that don't allow them to like do the same things that EPL is doing. I like it was interesting for me to hear that. And I don't know, like Javier Tebas could just be biased, like maybe he's friends with the president of Bundesliga. I don't know. But it was interesting to hear that. And I think we've all been critical at least of like really good players coming from like France or Spain, whatever, and they just signed to like Aston Villa or like Nottingham Forest. And it's like, damn, dude, like these teams got so much money to get really good players, and just some, mid-level team can sign them and pay them like double what they were getting. But what do you guys think?
I agree. I think that we're seeing now in the era of like especially with the collapse of things like in the crypto world and everything, with all this obscene amount of money, I think that those things that's not sustainable. Like large increments of wealth doesn't mean sustainability. That just means like it's a positive time period. But there's gonna come a time period where the TV contracts aren't gonna money aren't gonna be able to keep up, and these salaries are gonna be able to keep up. Like it's just not make sense. The reason why those others are more viable because they're much more stricter on like financial constraints that clubs can do. Like they're strict about like players having to get citizenships. Like, there was a thing that posted the other day that said, "Oh, Real Madrid started the first uh lineup ever with like no Spanish players." But what people didn't fail to notice is that 10 of the players that started have Spanish citizenship. So, that's a different course of action that is not really commonly done with the Premier League. Premier League, they have to do a lot of visa work, but not a lot of citizenships. And I think that kind of stuff, it can get difficult to get players in, but along with the financial, it does lead to sustainability, right? Like the player has made like citizenship and he has like more invested to stay. It's like it's a more of a process and sustainability in the long term. But I don't I think that what EPL is doing is like while it's hot, but I can imagine a situation where all it takes is one and it becomes a domino effect, right? Like what if something happens with like Nottingham Forest, right? They sign 11 people. And is it going to be a situation where like, they just go broke and then they fall away down and another one steps up? Or is it going to be something that happens with maybe one of these big Qatari investment groups or something in Saudi? What if one of those gets tied up in some kind of financial blockade or what happened? Who knows what happened? Because you're dealing with real countries' money, like actual wealth that's not accumulated from the sport. Something like that happens, and those people, some of those investment groups own like 4 to 5 teams. That's big, and it could be a big team like a Man City. You never know, and
Yeah,
yeah, so I don't think that's a long-term sustainable plan at all.
I like what you think.
I mean, yeah, I definitely see like some facts and truths in what he says. Um, and like I just think the fact that so many big clubs too are like bankrupt or like in debt.
Yeah,
Like, oh, in debt is what I meant. Like clubs do go bankrupt, but like a lot of them are in debt. Like for years they've been in debt, and it's just like that doesn't seem really sustainable for the teams or for the leagues. I've always admired. I don't know too much about how like La Liga runs things, but I've always admired how Bundesliga does a lot of their a lot of the business, and the fact that teams, they have that rule where some teams are owned by like half fans and half like other owners. Like it's cool. Like that seemed like that is substantial for the league, and it makes sense. Whereas I think Caesar put it better than I'm explaining it, but like it just, I think the Premier League could take things from other leagues in order to help it, not in order to make it last for the teams and for everybody. So
yeah,
there are definitely truths in that article.
yeah. It seems like what he's saying is like it's kind of like a financial bubble, and then eventually it's gonna burst.
Everybody starts making a lot of money, it stops at some point. Something happens because it's gonna take one person or one situation where it's gonna exceed the greed of what others can sustain and hold up to, and it'll pop the bubble. That's always how it works. It's not because when it comes to generating wealth, it comes out of eagerness and greed and like wanting more and more. And one person is gonna reach too far into the cookie jar and it's gonna fall. Like that's just how it works.
and
With consistent with history.
yeah, England is definitely one of the countries that's like known for being like one of the financial tricks you can get money kind of places. Um, when it comes to banking and things like that. So, I mean, I wonder, like, maybe, like, I can also imagine Javier Tebas is like, I know he's not the nicest guy with like the best politics. I could see him being like just jealous.
He's a little
Uh,
bit of a hater, I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, right. So I can see him just kind of being like that, like,
Yeah.
oh, like, yeah, they got all the money, but it's not going to last forever. But at least for like fans of the sport, it is frustrating to see good players in like France or Spain. I don't really pay attention to Bundesliga like that, and nobody's coming from Serie A anymore. But but like to go to EPL teams that are like mid to low table teams, and it's literally just because, like for example, Maxwell Cornet went from Lyon to Burnley.
Yeah.
That would like hurt my heart, dude. Like, I don't want to see him go from Lyon to Burnley, dude.
Yeah, a perennial French club with consistent Champions League experiences,
He was playing.
at Burnley now.
He played in the semifinals of the Champions League. He beat Lyon beat Man City. He
Mhm.
was on that team that beat Juve and Man City, and then he went to Burnley. Like,
Didn't they say like when they had that bad year that the only person that really was playing was him? They're like he was
Yeah,
the
he
only.
like,
They were like
yeah.
he was the only one in the
Yeah.
club that was balling.
They still got relegated.
Yeah, he was the only one playing for real.
And
Yeah.
he like went to West Ham. Like, I think he's on West Ham now. I think he's injured right now. But it's like
Mhm.
to see something like that is rough, dude. Like, you know, I mean, mostly I pay attention to Liga, obviously, and I remember them talking about like Houssam Aouar going to Aston Villa, and I'm just like, really?
Well, this is my thing. It's like, well, someone says like, oh, what is Burnley supposed to do? But it's like this. If like, if Maxwell Cornet went to like Elche in Spain, you'd be like, what the fuck? Like, why?
Yeah, exactly.
Why are you at Elche? Like, that's not even like, or Valladolid. Like, what are you doing
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
Like, but like, and that's what the equivalency of Burnley is in La Liga. So it's like, that's why it's strange because clubs like that, they do a lot of development with like players they find through scouting or like a lot of local or talent from the country. So when you see them get like a player from a big club, you're just like, what? Like that's
Good player.
weird.
Like,
Yeah, really good player.
for example, like I don't have an issue with like Man U getting Anthony. Like, you're
Yeah,
paying 100-something million. Like, yeah, go for it. Like, you think he's going to be the next best thing?
that's kind of what you expect a Man U to do is make
Yeah,
a big investment on players like that.
exactly. But like when someone like that ends up at Burnley, it's just like, damn, dude. Like, it's only because Burnley is in EPL, they can like double his salary.
Yeah, but if Nottingham Forest spent 70 million on Anthony, I'd be like, what is going on here?
Exactly.
What the hell? That's wild.
Holly, as an EPL fan, like, would you want to see, like, would you be mad if they changed the rules to make it like more financially sustainable and EPL start falling off a bit, ends up like Serie A?
Oh my
Whoa,
god.
whoa! It wouldn't fall
What a
off that
drop
much.
off.
Yeah, chill, chill.
Okay, you know what? Actually, I thought about it. Like, I remember when Arsenal got Guendouzi, they got him from a League Deux team. They got him from a second division team. Like, I'm fine
Yeah.
with that.
Mhm.
Like, you're doing scouting, there's a dude in the second division of France, but like we like him and he's like 17 or 18, go for it.
Yeah.
But like, and like, but even if Burnley got him, like, I'm fine with that. Like, you're scouting actually. But like, to be able to like pluck off good players that are veterans from big clubs across the world, that shit is annoying.
No, for sure. I do agree. Like, there should be rules, like implemented, in the EPL because yeah, it is so weird to see when like players go to like the randomest clubs. Like, that's some like FIFA, like the video game stuff, like it doesn't make sense. So I think in order for things to make sense, there needs to be rules. I don't think it would drop off like Serie A though.
And to see that English clubs are responsible for half of the transfer spending, like half, that's crazy. Like,
Oh, yeah. English teams are they're always the ones that they're making several moves in like January.
you know what, maybe actually, maybe they gotta get like bring in all these players because like there ain't that many English players like that come through the academies. Like, the English players suck.
Yeah. First of all, if there's one group of people that gets mad about English players not getting their representation, it's the English commentators and the fans. They're like, oh, like Gallagher should be starting or whatever. Like they're like so mad about this a lot, and um, it's like, wouldn't you want a system that a lot of those lower clubs would give opportunities for those players to get more
Right.
consistent minutes? Like I don't care if a club guy's gonna start at Chelsea. I don't care about that, but he's not even able to go to Nottingham because they've signed like 9 Brazilians, and literally straight out of Palmeiras. Like it's just very weird. I don't
Um,
know. It's weird.
and Serge Aurier.
They do have Serge Aurier, who I saw at Santa Monica Pier.
You never sent Sahali that picture, did you?
No, I think I've seen it on the beach.
Me and Serge Aurier chilling on the beach. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's his name now? Fulham fullback. The left back. Used to be at PSG.
Kazawa.
Kurzawa too. Next to
Kurzawa,
Oh
me.
yeah.
yeah, he did go to Fulham. I forgot.
He's at Fulham chilling on the bench.
Oh, hard. I feel like he's injured probably.
He's been injured for like 6 years.
Yeah, it's just I would like to see more parity. It's just funny though, because even with that, it's not like I mean, we did see an all EPL final in Champions League. It was Chelsea and Man City.
The investment is going somewhere. I'm not saying that the investment isn't going somewhere, but is the investment is this when this is happening, are we really getting the best representation of the like spreading talent in Europe, or is talent just going to England? Like that's the problem. Like maybe a lot of these things, of course, these other clubs in other countries are having their own financial issues for their own reasons, Italy, but it does kind of suck that the other clubs like are feel like more leached, like they're just kind of like it's like, oh, are they going to end up every single? I mean, it was already with the rumor thing, like every single person's rumored to go to an English club, so it's like you don't ever hear other than like Sadio going there. You don't hear people going like, oh, like Bayern or something like that. You feel like you hear more of like, oh, someone might go to Aston Villa over them going to like some of the other clubs outside of England.
And you know what's funny too, now that I think about it, like when I'm thinking about like the best players on the England national team, like they don't even really play for big clubs for real. Like Harry Kane plays for Tottenham, Jude Bellingham plays for BVB.
Yeah, he's not even in England.
Rashford plays for Man U, but like Man U's sadly hasn't been very good the past decade.
Sancho came from BVB.
Yeah, and he's on. What the hell happened to Sancho? Is he still on Man U? Did he get injured?
I think he's injured, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Like
Playing better without him.
Raheem Sterling was on City and he's at Chelsea now, but like, I mean, he wasn't even like a real like starter like that on the national team. You're not really seeing like the best England players playing for like the top clubs even. Are you looking up who else is on the team? Who the hell is on England?
Declan Rice, like
Yeah, he plays for West Ham.
West Ham, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like
Declan
what?
Rice. That's a good
remember
point.
at the-
Declan Rice.
At the Euros, Calvin Phillips was starting, and he played
Yeah.
for Leeds.
Trippier, he plays for Newcastle.
Yeah, like Harry Maguire's at Man U, and he's like, who else was playing? Who was the other center back for England?
Tomomori?
No, he didn't even get called
He
up.
didn't get called up.
In the national team. It was Maguire and Stones, I think, who plays for City.
Yeah.
Who was in the midfield? It was Bellingham, Declan Rice, and
Henderson?
Henderson started some matches. He's at Liverpool, but he's like older, you know what I mean? And then you got Saka, who's at Arsenal, like, which is like still kind of, Arsenal's obviously doing good this year, but like they haven't done jack. They haven't won a trophy in forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they're still considered one of the most popular EPL clubs.
It's a big team, like
And richest,
Arsenal,
yeah.
but like they're not a winning club for real. They haven't won a trophy or anything in Europe in forever. So like that's interesting too, and I think it kind of shows something that these clubs aren't really like pushing for, like
They're not signing
they're
all,
not
they're not all signing top tier English talent for sure.
Like Jude Bellingham should not be playing at BVB. Like
No.
if anything, he should be playing at West Ham with Declan Rice.
Even Sancho was like known as like a wonder kid in England, so it was like wild that
Yeah,
he
like
was.
why is he at
in
BVB?
Germany.
Why wouldn't he be getting playing time at and
He's
asking
he's not even rumored really. He's like rumored a little bit for Liverpool, but like all the rumors people are doing
for
like
Real
Real
Madrid.
Madrid for
Yeah.
Bellingham.
So yeah, like I feel like it doesn't really make sense too, because I feel like there's been like since I've been watching, there's been a couple Euros, there's been 2 World Cups, and nobody thinks England's going to win the World Cup or the Euros. Like as much as once they advance, it's coming home. Like you're going to hear that. It's coming home, but like it's
It's a good
no,
song though.
yeah, like
I'd sing it in the stadium.
yeah, like yeah. If they're playing against USA, I'm singing it.
No, I'm singing It's Coming Home. Absolutely.
I was
I'm
singing
not
it.
singing We Believe Who. I'm not doing I Believe That We
I
Will
was
Win.
singing
I'm
in a
doing
British accent next to Adele.
I'm be holding arms with Prince Harry. It's coming home.
But like for EPL having all this money, being like so dominant at the bank, they should have a better national team, and they don't.
I still think that at the end of the day, I'm not gonna go all the way full hater mode like you. They did have two teams in the final, so like in European
No,
competition.
I'm talking about national team. I'm talking about national team.
Okay, but it's like the club investment is doing itself favors because a few years ago, me and you were doing discussions on the show talking about how there's no EPL teams making out of the first round of eliminations
Yeah.
in Champions League, and lately it's been a whole lot of EPL teams in that final. So
Yeah.
clearly the money is putting its value towards on the field, but at what cost of competition around? At what cost of European competition?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know if that's the best thing moving forward for the future. Maybe a good thing if you're an England fan or chilling in England, but if for the sport, I don't know if that's the best thing you really want.
Holly don't care as long as Man U is winning.
Facts.
Honestly, yeah.
Red Devils.
Kind of, yeah.
I don't know if y'all want to talk about it real fast, because we didn't get a chance to talk about it yet. But Holly's favorite player has gone over to Saudi Arabia to continue his career. I know Caesar has some opinions about it, but I do want to no, not anymore. I do want to know what Holly thinks, and I'm hoping for full hater mode. I'd love that.
Yeah, it is. I will go full hater mode. I just think, like, is
Nice.
it really a surprise? No.
No.
And I love it. I love the memes that came out of it, or the people replaying that Piers Morgan interview that we all talked about and watched a couple months ago, where he said, it's not about the money. I probably won't go to Saudi Arabia. And then
No, he actually left it on the table.
he left it on the table, but he said it wasn't a money move. But like, come
Yeah.
on, dude. Like, don't even we're not stupid. So I mean, but like realistically, like where else was he gonna go? Like we all saw that coming. I don't think it's any sort of surprise. Is it like kind of sad? Yeah. Like we don't want that to happen, but I don't know.
Look at Caesar.
Like,
Caesar.
is it like, I don't know. No one's surprised. But did you guys see something today? So it was probably just some rumor, but the rival team that Ronaldo went on wants to get Messi for like an absurd amount of money.
I didn't see that.
They want to bring him to Saudi Arabia as well.
I'm not gonna be racist on the show, but I'm just gonna say that don't let these people over there start doing their rumor mill work. They start getting to work. They start getting to work on coming up with stuff. It's like the comment section you'd see when a player would go like, "Come to Bisquitas, come to Bisquitas." Like,
Yeah.
don't get them excited, because now every day I go on Instagram, it's like now it's pictures of Luka Modric and a goddamn Nasser shirt. I'm like, can you guys just stop and shut up, please? Come on, dog. It's not happening. Now, I'm not mad because Ronaldo's gonna be playing with my cousin. That's really cool. Shout out Big Talisca. Hanging out with Big Talisca has Bahia tattooed on his kneecap. That's our real Baiano right there. Respect.
You don't.
Not yet. So no. Yeah. I think like I'm not surprised he went for, especially when like okay, like they talk like, let's keep it real. Like Are we all just gonna believe corporate pizzazz? No. Yeah, you're telling me about all this. Oh, it's for the grow the sport. Blah, blah. Come on, man. Like it's $75 million a year. I don't give a damn about growing no sport. That's a lot of money, man. And Ronaldo, if there's one thing this man loved doing other than playing soccer and scoring goals, is making some goddamn money. This man loves some paper. So I'm not a pocket watcher, but I'm always about get it how you get it. When the big China stuff was happening, the big China moves, people were going like, "How could you go to China? God, what are you going to China?" I'm like, "Hey man, why are you stopping this man from cashing out? What if he blows his knees out next week? He's still going to have that $200 million from wherever he played at. So whatever. I think that it clearly was going down a path when you have to do a when you have to go to Piers Morgan to try to like fix whatever's going on. I already know it's starting to be over with. When you gotta have before you're released from the club, you're having conversations about like it's about to be over, it's over. I had this hard hitting interview with Piers Morgan who the week before interviewed Andrew Tate. I'm like, look, it's done. It feels like the welcome is wore out even in Europe. It sucks because I don't like to see legends end up in this path. I don't like that. I like to see stuff like Pele going to New York and Beckenbauer playing for New York Cosmo. That's cool. That's like part of the journey because you're solidifying the dreams of every kid from those region, being able to see a player they would have never imagined being in their league. Cool for kids in Saudi Arabia because it's like I would have never imagined Ronaldo's gonna be playing here. That's crazy. That's the coolest part of it. But I think in terms of just the pure quote unquote sanctity of the sport, it just kind of sucks because now it's like in a place where I'm not really gonna be able to see it. It's not along the lines of maybe other cool like legends playing and that kind of matchup. Great for that region, great for that, but it just the path is always going to be skewed because the path of his rival is so much more positively driven by the media and people. Even when now there's reports coming out about they talk about how much Ronaldo is being paid to go there, but no one talks about his salary at Barcelona, Messi's Barcelona salary, which now literally we've seen crippled Barcelona financially into them making even dumber moves. Now there's an investigation being launched and now ours coming out more about Messi's contract and some of his demands and the things he was receiving. That stuff is barely talked about because I'm down and everyone's down to pile on Ronaldo. Respect. I mean, get it how you get it. But I think that at the same time, it's never been consistent. And I'm just happy that he's going there just so I don't have to read ESPN FC, wake up and just start getting their fire off their angry tweets every day about bottling and stuff like this. I'm like, I just thank God it's over. Let's move on. Oh God. And then when Messi won a World Cup, it's like this has been the best year of my life. Let's just keep going, dog. Argentina get another star? Great, dude. Awesome. What else is next, man? Huh?
You can tell that that man is a Ronaldo fan right there. That was
Whatever, dog. Look, man, it's over. Okay, he's gonna be playing on Tubi TV. It's all good, dog. It's over.
okay. See, so for me, like, I don't even take that into consideration. Like, I don't think that, like, I think here in the West, people are upset like he didn't come to MLS. Like, I
Oh
think
yeah.
so much of the
I
thing,
didn't think he was going though.
yeah, and
Who's
for
gonna
me,
play on a baseball field in New York? What do you?
yeah,
MLS got their own issues. You think we're not gonna play games in Colorado?
yeah.
Come on, dog. What are we doing here? That'd
like
be
like
stupid.
like for me, I don't really think it's bad that he's going to end his career there, or who knows if he ends his career there, because like Xavi went to Qatar to end his career.
True. Xavi did.
What's the name? Iniesta went to Japan and got a big ass.
Yeah, no one went like, "Oh, Iniesta's a goddamn bozo for going to Japan." I mean, Iniesta's like damn near the same age as Ronaldo. He even went even younger.
Yeah, no, he
Yeah.
actually absolutely went
He
younger.
went like 34.
Yeah, like I think like we don't see the football that's being played in that region,
True.
so we just don't have any idea about it. But it's a region that's very passionate about the sport, and why should Ronaldo come to a country where like we don't even care about soccer? Like
It's
we
not our
don't
main sport here.
yeah, no, like or in Canada, like it's not the like main sport. Like he's going to a place where people actually care about the sport. They play it from when they're kids. It's like the main sport. Go out there, yeah, he's getting a lot of money, but for me, the narrative that he's going for money That's what everybody's doing that.
The
You know what I mean? Like
misconception in the West is
everybody's
that,
going for money. Like
yeah.
we seen Messi go to PSG after Barcelona fans hate PSG. Like there's so much animosity between Barcelona and PSG. There's so much animosity towards like this whole like La Liga and PSG. And that's where Messi went. Why? Because they're going to meet the demands that Barcelona couldn't meet in that contract that leaked. I don't care that he did that. But for me, it's like keep the same energy. Neymar, when Neymar went to PSG, yeah, oh, he went for money. When Messi went to PSG, oh, that's it's a new challenge. For me, Ronaldo is damn 38 years old. You gotta go play somewhere if
Man's
you
old.
we know that Ronaldo can still play at least a little bit. The last full season he played, he led Man U in scoring. Like that's the reality. This season it didn't look so great so far, but Man U didn't look that great. They're doing better without him. I'll concede that. But Bournemouth, Wolves, 9-4. Well, no, I'm joking.
Charlton, I thought.
No, I'm joking.
No.
I do think he has
Yeah.
something to offer to the sport. And what are you gonna do? Like, there's look, they're offering to pay you a gazillion dollars. Like, sure, like,
We're gonna say no. Oh,
and
look, man, no.
and also like Caesar and I talked about the prospect of him going back to Portugal, and I wouldn't like that because it's like this is a mega star in a developing league. Like let them be the focus of the league, like the developing players. Like I don't want to see Ronaldo going taking the shine from players like, even though he's not that good, Gonzalo Ramos and Paulinho and like these players. Like I don't really care that much, but Portugal's developing league. Like let those players be the focus of the league and like let Ronaldo go do something different. But I don't hate the move. I wouldn't hate it if he went anywhere because he's old as hell. Like, whatever, dude. Like, go play somewhere.
This is my only counterpoint to what you're saying, and it's not really a counter. People think that the way to grow soccer in what the Western world here is to bring legends. That's cute in 1999, right? When you're trying to introduce more exposure to soccer. Soccer has a high exposure here. It's all over the goddamn place. It's on TV. World Cup comes around. It's huge turnouts here. People know about the sport. They don't need stars. It needs to be investment in developing talent here from within that people want to believe in the Americans or the Canadians or Mexicans that are from this area and like get invested because Mexico's proven that you can develop talent within your country that people drive behind the stars. Like a Chicharito, the guy's a star. Like that's a star. People know him. He's a household name. You need to develop him. He didn't come up because he came out of Real Madrid and transferred over. He was already something that developed here and grew overseas and Man U. That's the journey that you want to get stars going, right? Like if Moose is supposed to be this star that's American, it's like, oh, he's playing Valencia. Well, it needs to be at a big club so people go, oh, look at this American guy doing his thing. Like Pulisic. Pulisic got pretty big. Like he's a known name in America. That's how it goes, and they have to be obviously consistent at the top level. I think Ronaldo, it's important for Ronaldo in terms of for the country for him to go to Portugal, in my opinion, because when you're like guy who came up from like the story of like coming up from like a sporting goes back there, it's like kind of like cute for like the generation that has heard about the fables and the stories of him coming out there. Now he's back there, back in that area, or let's say he buys like the club on whatever the hell island he's from, whatever. Go like that stuff is kind of cool. You know what I mean? That's kind of cool. That's just something for that one can want because of a fantasy. But in reality, someone throwing you 75 million a goddamn year, like, yo, let's take reality all day. Like, I mean, I'm not mad at that at all. Do your thing. And he's gonna be 39 in February. Like, shout out Aquarius. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Holly, where would you have liked to see him go? Or are you just like, dude, retire?
Holly wants to go to Australia.
Ooh.
That'd be kind of dope.
Nani went there.
Honestly,
Sorry.
Nani? I don't know. Honestly, I don't care. I really don't. I don't know. I'm just like over it. Go where you want to go. Go for the money. I'm not blaming him for going for the money, but just don't be like, nah, no, it's not about money. Like either just don't say anything at all or admit that it's for the money.
Holly, what do you? Okay, I think this is one of the most overlooked feats, like amazing things that ever happened in sports. Even he was at Real Madrid. They won 3 Champions Leagues in a row, dude. You're not gonna give him no love for that?
No, I mean, no, I don't. No, okay, I respect his career, but I don't. The real GOAT just won the World Cup, so
What is
that's
that?
all I'm gonna.
Oh
That's all I'm gonna say.
no! Actually, the real goat was playing.
The real goat died.
No, the real goat was playing in Saudi Arabia for the Spanish Super Cup a couple days ago.
Cavani.
He scored his penalty.
Cavani!
Everybody else bottled it,
The
but
real goat passed away this year. Show some damn respect to Big Pele, dog.
That's true.
he's like a close second.
Who? Cavani?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
fuck?
I'm playing the modern world. I never seen
Oh.
Pele with a headband. Anyway, I was gonna talk about some transfers and stuff, but really it was gonna be talking about Joao Felix, but I did watch the match today. He was balling out a little bit, then this fool got a red card, and I'm just like,
I blame Simeone.
I don't know. Like honestly, he did one of y'all lazy defending slide tackles. I was like, what are you doing?
Who the no? First of all, who the hell slide tackles with their knee flying in the air?
No,
Are
this
you an
fool, like,
idiot? Put your knee down and slide on the ground. What are you doing?
I'm like, dog, what are you doing, dude? Like, what was that?
You're
Like,
so stupid. God.
literally. But
I like
I'm
I like the name
hoping
Felix though.
it's already January 12th. We haven't really had much movement in the transfer window. I feel like there should be more, but maybe there won't be. But I'm like, can we get a few? Like, what's going on here? Can we get some transfers, dude?
No.
Like Caesar said, he's just every day you go on your Instagram Explorer and you just see another player with a Nasser jersey on.
Whoever started photoshopping faces on jerseys didn't know how much they ruined the world.
Oh yes,
They thought they were doing something cute and it was like, oh, look at this. Then they just started ruining the earth. I cannot handle these pictures and fake posts from like transfer underscore right now underscore 224. I cannot take it. And the crazy captions they put, it's just insane, dog. I hate
I'm
it.
sure there's a picture that exists with Holly on a Man U jersey.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
With the
Hella
Wayne-
cropped,
with the-
perfectly. I mean, it cropped it to perfection.
with the
Yeah.
Wayne Rooney or Van Persie.
Yeah, holding the jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, we made a podcast. Oh, I don't think we got your Portuguese in the beginning, Caesar. We didn't.
Damn, starting off the year all fucked up.
I mean, we could retire that. You know what I mean?
I'm down. New year, new language.
Yeah, it's just episode 286. Maybe we can get Holly with the French.
Maybe I'll start practicing.
Yeah, Caesar first time ever holding his cat. We made a
No.
podcast, episode 286. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and holler. Oh no.